Hello and welcome to another Magic 2015 gameplay. Today I've got a very interesting deck lined up. It's a 5-color combo deck and you don't really have very many incentives to play 5 colors other than the Archangel over here. But basically the deck, the main combo of the deck is using Galvanic Juggernaut, which is a 5/5 for 4 that attacks every turn but doesn't untap unless a creature dies. But if you combine the Juggernaut with Burning Anger, then you can basically deal 5 damage to all your opponent's creatures, and if you kill one of them you can untap and do it all over again and basically wipe the opponent's board, and then have a 5/5 with Burning Anger that gets to untap whenever something dies. So that's like the main combo in the deck, but other than that we're just trying to play the most powerful cards in each color and doing some mana fixing with Cultivate and Darksteel Ingot. So let's just browse over all the cards real quick. Think Twice is the best card advantage card in blue. It's very cheap and fits nicely into the curve. And then Soul of Ravnica, since we are playing all these colors, is also a very powerful option. Phyrexian Rager, I went with this black cantrip card rather than Elvish Mystic in green or Wall of Omens in white, just because there are so many 1/1 tokens floating around that having a 2/2 that also cantrips you is a nice thing to have. And then also Ogre Jailbreaker, since we are playing tons of gates, a 4/4 for 4 is also very powerful and works very well with Anger of the Gods and with Burning Anger. So Anger of the Gods, just a good sweeper, it clears all those small tokens. Stormbreath Dragon, just very efficient. Then Burning Anger, part of the combo, but can go on any creature basically. Inferno Titan, also very good. Cultivate, needed for fixing, also ramps us. Saruli Gatekeepers is also very necessary to gain life in those aggressive matchups, and we are running tons of gates, so it's not a problem to gain the life. Darksteel Ingot, also ramp and mana fixing. Galvanic Juggernaut, also nice that it's colorless, so we'll always be able to cast it if we have 4 lands. Then Kozilek, as we are ramping we might as well throw Kozilek in there. Then the Archangel, and then Ground Assault as their only real spot removal, but it's a pretty powerful option when you are running Cultivate. Then the mana base is pretty crazy. We've got basically one-offs to fetch with Cultivate, and then some more mountains and forests because those are our main colors, and then a lot of gates. I'm sure you can make out which one they are. That does it for the deck part, and now let's jump into a game. Alright, let's take a look at our opening hand, which looks alright. We have all the colors to cast all the spells in our hand. Darksteel Ingot and Rager. Let's lead with, I guess, Rakdos Guildgate. Or actually it should have been Gruul Guildgate to follow it up with Mountain into Ground Assault, but I highly doubt we'll play Ground Assault on our opponent's 1-drop. Alright, and I guess we go for the Gruul Guildgate now. Next turn, probably still playing the Rager over the Ingot. We don't have anything to ramp into right now in our hand. And blue-white could mean negate, in which case we want to play a creature. There's no Essence Scatter, so alright, nice. And Think Twice, alright, so our opponent probably on a more controlling blue-white list. Could still have a bunch of flyers and Bident of Thassa, but looks to be controlling, leaving up a possible counterspell. So what's the play here? We could go for the gatekeepers and probably get it countered. We could play the ingot, which I don't really care if it gets countered because we have a ton of land. But let's attack first. Opponent might have a Pessermite. Looks like he doesn't. So yeah, let's play the ingot. If it resolves, that's good. If it doesn't, it's not a problem. And there's the dissolve. And here I think we play... Is it Guildgate? I don't think it matters much, but in case we draw Think Twice. Although a Dimir Guildgate would have been fine as well. Four lands, no plays. So if he's build... Alright, there's the Pessermite. Tapping a land? No, tapping a creature. That's fine. Means we can play our gatekeepers here. And next turn we can play Soul of Ravnica. We need to be aware of Planar Cleansing at 5 mana, triple white. Or no wait, it's 6. It's 3 colorless and triple white. So if we play the Soul of Ravnica on our turn, we do risk running into Planar Cleansing, which I would like to avoid. I would also like to avoid getting my Soul of Ravnica countered, but Think Twice gives us a lot of options. I think we just attack first and see what happens. Alright, that's fine. There's no instance we can draw into with Think Twice that would matter if he double blocks. It's just gonna be a chum block. No, double block. Okay, that's fine. And still representing a counterspell, so I'm just gonna say go and have a Think Twice available. Opponent probably gonna flashback his own Think Twice, which is fine. Alright, 6 mana. Could have a Baneslayer, which we would have to Ground Assault. And make sure to pause the timer at the end of turn. And play a Think Twice. And flash it back right away. Two Simic Guildgates and another Ground Assault. Here's a Pessermite tapping our creature. Alright. I think we bait a counter with Anger of the Gods here. We can't play our Soul this turn, but I think if he has a counter, then he plays it. If it's a negate, then obviously it wouldn't have mattered. But I don't think he has another dissolve. Another Think Twice maybe. Yep, there it is. Seven mana. And there's a Talrand. And we have Ground Assault, so if he does have a counter, he will use it on Ground Assault. And that should keep... Oh wait, we have a Simic Guildgate, so we'll have 7 mana untapped instead of 8. So we can't really bait with a Ground Assault. but I think I'm okay with playing a Juggernaut afterwards, so let's lead with Ground Assault. Could have a Vapor Snag. No, instead it's gonna just make a Drake token. So had we had another basic, we could have played a Soul here, but I'm okay with a Juggernaut. No blocks. So if he is sitting on a Planar Cleansing, I'm expecting it to be used here. We have a Ground Assault to untap our Juggernaut if it's able to attack. And our opponent's at 14, so he can only take 2 turns of attacks. Alright, and never mind. Is going back up to 20, thanks to Resolute Archangel. Okay, sweet. So we did draw Maelstrom Archangel, but unfortunately, since our Darksteel Ingot got countered and we didn't draw into a Cultivate to fetch our planes, we can't play it right now. But we can still play our Soul of Ravnica, try and keep up a Ground Assault. Yep. And let's attack with our Juggernaut. And I don't think I used the Ground Assault just yet, because if he does have a Planar Cleansing, at least he gets rid of his own Archangel here. The downside is if he draws into a counterspell, then he can counter it. But a Reprisal is gonna kill our Soul, but it's gonna untap our Juggernaut. And we still have an activation of Soul of Ravnica in the graveyard. It would be better if we can get the Archangel out, so we can draw a lot more cards. Okay, an attack for 4. For 6. Okay, so this leads me to believe he has a Vapor Snag maybe for our Juggernaut. Or this Squid Horror. Okay. I think we just attack here. Anger of the Gods is not bad. There's a block. It's gonna untap our Juggernaut. And let's try a Ground Assault on the Angel. Okay. We could have saved it for a turn, but getting down to 8 is kind of low. So better safe than sorry. If we play Anger of the Gods and kill the Drake token, it's not going to untap our Juggernaut, because Anger of the Gods exiles. So it doesn't count as dying and going to the graveyard. And there's our opponent's Soul of Ravnica. Yeah. Okay, nice. We drew our own Ground Assault to answer it. It's our last Ground Assault. And their opponent's not gonna have any counters, I think. Let's see. Yeah. We could have done something tricky by attacking and then using Anger of the Gods, but I think just getting in for 7 here is good enough. No real need to use Anger of the Gods just yet. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. If we ever draw Cultivate or another Darksteel Ingot, we get to play our Angel. And an attack for 2. So he must have an answer to our creatures, because otherwise this is a very risky play. Alright, raise the alarm, but Anger of the Gods is gonna take care of that. And there's another Juggernaut. Yeah, let's just play Anger. Does he find a counterspell? 1 card left, so I highly doubt it, but even a counterspell isn't really... Alright, so our opponent missed the interaction with Anger of the Gods and untapping the Juggernauts, so he thought he was dead, while he could have gotten an additional draw step, but I guess I can live with that. Let's play a second Juggernaut. So our opponent exiled the Soul to draw 2 cards. And there's a Wall of Omens. And a Brimaz. Okay. So the game isn't over yet. Let's think twice. Let's think twice again. Well, let's think another time, because why not? And let's attack with the Juggernaut. Could have attacked with the Gatekeepers, but would rather keep it on defense. Alright, now we get to untap both Juggernauts. And that should be game next turn. Okay, still didn't find a way to cast our Archangel. And yeah, guess we can send in the Gatekeeper as well. Wait, I want to find out what's on top. Inferno Titan, nice. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a nice day. Oh yeah, this is happening. Sweet.